My name's Siddiqi. I'm a GP in Bucknell in Stoke-on-Trent, and I've worked here for almost 12 years in my practice, and I'm working in primary care for about 13, 14 years.
Why did you initially look at Dragon Medical?
I noted particularly that at the end of busy days, and with the amount of notes that I was writing, I was feeling quite fatigued. My fingers, from the amount of typing that I was doing, my back posture was a tremendous amount of fatigue, especially during the end of the day. And coupled with that was the need, as the complexity of my patients increased, there was a need to write more detailed notes. And it really was becoming an issue that even though I typed very quickly, I just needed help in recording the patient contact better. And so I started to look at options with regards to speech recognition software.
How have you found your experience with Crescendo?
I think the whole process was really easy. I think the sales process, as far as it was concerned, as soon as I'd had the free demo for 1 month, literally the product sold itself. So there was no issue with regards to the technical issues. It was very helpful. I was given 4 licenses to use on different machines because I use my laptop quite a lot. So the main issue is installing the software onto those machines that you're going to use. But I found the whole process very easy. And as I say, it wasn't a difficult decision because once I'd used the month of demo, then literally it was just a question of signing up, really.
How was the training provided to you by Crescendo for Dragon Medical?
The training was absolutely excellent. Yeah, it was just the right amount required. I didn't feel out of my depth, and there was a bit of a follow-up for any queries. So it was all really appropriate. The training was matched appropriately for me.
What do you use Dragon Medical for?
So I'm using Dragon for pretty much everything. I record all my consultations through EMIS Web, even to the extent that when I'm looking at my blood results and I'm commenting on my blood results, I comment through Dragon because it's just a lot quicker than typing. Patient tasks to reception, to secretaries, I do through Dragon. And what's really been a game changer as well is for my secretaries, I type my own letters, send it to them in a patient task, and they simply copy and paste the information. The secretarial, the reduction in secretarial work has been remarkable. So it's not only a difference it's made to me in terms of recording consultations, but doing those consultations, but also just sending tasks and doing these things. It's just so much quicker with Dragon.
Have you made any auto commands or auto text for your Dragon profile?
No, not particularly. I think it works. What I'm doing at the moment with regards to my use of this, it works for me. So I'm not at an advanced level. I'm essentially a technophobe, and I'm not somebody who embraces technology very easily. But I could see the benefit of doing this, and for what I'm using it for, it's actually meeting my needs completely.
How much time do you think you're saving with Dragon Medical?
I would say a massive amount of time. The biggest example I can give you is when I used to go on home visits and I'd come back, and home visits can be quite tricky and you need to write really detailed notes. Sometimes, you can take a good 10, 15 minutes writing up notes from your home visits. And sometimes even each individual visit takes that long. Using Dragon, it's just streamlined the process. I mean, we're talking about a couple of minutes and the whole thing's been dictated and done. Your average consultation, again, you're spending time typing 3 or 4 minutes, writing up different things. And it's just literally, I would say, even at a conservative estimate, I would say that it's reduced my time by a third, if not more, even a quarter or less. So in terms of time spent typing, it's had a profound difference. And then the other knock-on effect is because I know I'm not spending as much time typing, then I get to spend more time with patients.
Overall, do you think you've seen a positive return on investment from Dragon Medical?
100%. I think the biggest test of a product, funnily, I was talking to a friend and we were talking about the Apple AirPods. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention that, but we were talking about the fact that what products do you value that if you lost it, you would buy them straight away? And the AirPods came as a common example that it was such a valuable, sort of piece of kit. My impression of the Dragon software is actually I can't do without it. And what I was charged to pay, or what I was expected to pay for this software, I would pay triple the amount. It's been that useful for me. It's been remarkable, so much so that I've just in the process of getting a second license for my nurse practitioner who works in my practice, because I think it's made a profound difference for me and I want to share it for my colleagues. So really, I think for me, it's been an absolute no-brainer. The number of consultations that I'm doing per day, I really couldn't do without it now.
In your opinion, do you think that Dragon could help clear backlogs from the pandemic?
Almost certainly. If you can streamline your process in the current situation with the number of consultations that we're doing, if you can streamline your process and reduce secretarial time, that time can be spent looking at patient tasks, looking at patient letters, completing workflow, and looking at actual patient issues rather than doing typing and sort of administrative roles that Dragon can take care of. So I think there's a massive dent in the work that can be made with this type of software, definitely.
For larger organisations such as primary care networks or CCG/ICS'S, what impact do you think an organisation-wide rollout of Dragon Medical would have?
I think there would be a massive impact. I think, essentially in general practice, it's a bit of a harsh thing to say because it's a bit of a business thing, but time is money. And at the end of the day, if you've got clinicians who are seeing patients and they're efficient and they're seeing patients quickly and efficiently and safely, then anything that helps them to do that will save money in the long run. So I think for me, it pays for itself in the value that it adds to the quality of the consultation. It pays for itself because of the benefits to the patient that you get more patient contact time. And actually the cost, or whatever the initial cost, is by far and away compensated by the improvements in clinical practice. It really is a game changer. I wouldn't hesitate to recommend this to my own PCN. In fact, my primary care network are waiting to see what my experience is, and I'm going to feed back to them as to whether or not they want to implement it for their practices. And I'd say it's just as important as Accurix. If PCNs are investing in Accurix for patient contact, then they should be investing in this because it's just as important to improve clinical contact.
To anyone on the fence about trying a 30-day free trial with Crescendo, what would you say?
Absolutely no-brainer. If they have an opportunity, I guarantee you, anybody who uses this, if the demo is available and they use a demo, I think it's a no-brainer. I don't know what your numbers are, but for me, having used it for 30 days, it was literally a no-brainer. I had to invest, and it has changed I think, the quality of my consultation. I'm an experienced clinician and I've been seeing patients for many years, but what I've noticed is that it allows me to write more detailed notes. I'm not afraid of expressing myself in my notes, and I can see a change in my consultations since using Dragon that I could see before. Perhaps I was using abbreviations, I wasn't as descriptive. My notes are more detailed, and I think, personally, the quality of my consultations are better. When I've visited other practices, I've had other doctors come to me and say, how do you write such detailed notes in such a short space of time? How do you manage to get so much detail? And the simple answer is I use my laptop and use Dragon, because without it, going back to typing my consultations would be reverting back to the dark ages. So if you sat on the fence and you're not sure whether to do it, it's probably one of the best investments I've made, and it's been a game changer for me. So I would definitely go for it.
What would be the impact to you if Dragon Medical was turned off permanently tomorrow?
Awful. If you took Dragon away from me tomorrow, It would be awful. I don't want to swear in this format, but it would be a word that began with B and ended with Y. It would be awful, because once you get accustomed to something and you know how it works efficiently and it recognizes your voice, it really streamlines your consultations, and it helps, because I've done surgeries where I haven't used my software, and I think it's been painful to go back to the original typing notes and doing that, and especially with long notes like home visits and long discussions that you've had, it would be awful to revert back to typing. And that's coming from a quick typist. I type quite quickly, but I wouldn't like to go back to that.
From all at Crescendo, thank you Dr. Siddiqi for taking the time to record this video to demonstrate to other clinicians the benefits of speech recognition within a healthcare setting. If you, like Dr. Siddiqi, would like to try our software free for 30 days, get in touch today. We look forward to hearing from you.